Greetings folks, we are here on a beautiful April day to go for a vintage road bike ride. Rich will be riding his 1963 Frejus and I will be riding my 1981 Olmo. In addition, we will be testing out this old school GoPro Hero 4 Black mounted to this FeiyuTech G4 3-axis gimbal. Let's do it! All right, Rich, why don't you tell us about what you'll be riding today?
Okay, well, I'm going to be riding my Frejus. It's from my research and the serial number, it looks like a 1963 Super Corsa. It's got the Reynolds tubing, it's got the campy dropouts. In 63, that was Super Corsa territory. Some of the things on it are not original. The handlebars, the stem, brakes, those are all original. I have a new drivetrain on here. This is actually a 1986 Super Record drivetrain because I'm running a 28 back there. I have the Grand Sport derailleurs, but between the hills around here and my poor legs, I needed that 28, and I don't think the Grand Sport was going to cut the gearing. So I've got this, again, Super Record 86 Super Record derailleurs and crank.
The Frejus bicycles date all the way back to 1896, when the brand was founded in Torino, Italy by M.O. Gelfi. Many famous riders raced on the Frejus bikes, including Giuseppe Olmo, Cino Cinelli, and Gino Bartali, who won the Giro d'Italia in 1935 on a Frejus. By the end of the 1950s, riders on Frejus bikes had won 11 world championships. Emilio Bazzi purchased the company in 1946 and continued the tradition alongside his other bike companies, Legnano and Wolsit. In the 1960s, Frejus bikes were being imported into the US by Tommy Avnia out of his shop in East Harlem, New York.
Okay, Joe, why don't you tell us a little something about what you'll be riding today?
This is my 1981 Olmo. I purchased this from a used bike dealer sometime in the mid-90s. It's got the Campy Super Record group. You can see all the pantographing, the Olmo pantographing. They went crazy with that on everything.
Olmo is another old Italian brand that was started back in 1938 by former racer Giuseppe Olmo, who held the hour record for a bit in 1935. The Olmo company still sells bikes today, but they never made much of an effort to break into the American market, with the exception of a few years in the late 1970s and early 1980s when they were experiencing success in Europe with their Magnaflex Olmo racing team. I guess they thought that the racing success would translate into US sales, so they began shipping some beautiful bikes like this competition model with Columbus SL tubing over to the States. They did sell over here, but not in large enough numbers to warrant continuing in the US market, so these days an Olmo sighting in the States is a pretty rare thing.
I hate to say anything bad about Campagnolo or anything, but yeah, these brakes are terrible. I don't know what the deal was. I guess it was just the error. The side poles. I put new cool stop pads on, but it didn't help anything.
Farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girando, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Non più avrai questi bei panacchini, quel cappello leggero galante, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante, quel vermiglio d'onesco color, quel vermiglio d'onesco color. Non più avrai quei pennacchini, quel cappello, quella chioma, quell'aria brillante. Non chiudrai farfalloni amoroso, notte e giorno di torno girando, delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Delle belle turbando al riposo, Narcisetto a dolcino d'amor. Fra guerrieri può far pacco, gran bustacchi stretto sacco.
Only supposed to be in the high 60s today, but it's too warm for wool jerseys, especially this black one. But you haven't been out on a vintage ride in a while. What do you think of that?
It wasn't that bad. There were a couple of hills that I had trouble on with my Calfee and my compact crank, but this did just fine on that hill. So, and there were a couple other hills that, no problem.
Any issues with the brakes?
Well, yeah, there are always issues with these brakes. You just need two hands. You just need a firm grip and two hands.
Yeah, you got to get down in the drop.
Yeah, on the big hills. Definitely these don't really want to stop. It's not what they're about. They're about going. Race bikes.
All right, that's enough.
That's enough. That's enough?
I guess it's enough.
Okay, that's enough.
Thanks for coming along for the ride, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.